What's going on, guys? Tristan24 here. Welcome back to a video on the channel. Today is my championship predictions for match week 38 in the championship. We've just had one match week go, and the next one is straight around the corner. Of course, the weekend games, and now we've got midweek fixtures followed by weekend games again. So loads of prediction videos coming at you guys in the next few days. But this time, today's video is 38 for the championship. I'll have the prediction league on screen now, so you're probably getting sick and tired of me saying about this in the Prem and championship prediction videos, but you know what to do. Comment your predictions down below to be entered into it. It was a very tough match week last week for predictions, but a few people did do very well, and hopefully, I didn't do well last week at all, but hopefully this week I can do a bit better. We're starting off at St Andrews for Birmingham against Middlesbrough. It's going to be a very tough test for both teams. Both drawing last week as well, or at the weekend. Under the lights, I cannot see Birmingham getting anything from this. I don't think they're going down this season. They're definitely not going to get playoffs. Middlesbrough, they've slipped off recently to try and get the playoffs. If they want to get them, they have to win this one and a few other games, of course. And I'm backing them to get back on track with a 2-0 win here away at Birmingham. Next up is Blackburn against Derby. Now, Derby, I backed them to get something at the weekend against Bournemouth. They didn't. Blackburn, I backed them to get something against Bristol. They didn't. So this one's a really tough one to predict. But it is at home for Blackburn. Derby aren't the best away at all. And Blackburn are one of the best at home. So I'm going to say Blackburn are going to get all 3 points in this one with a 2-1 victory over Derby. Barnsley against Bristol is the next game, and this is a massive game for Barnsley in their chances to try and stay up. Of course, you look at the teams around them, you have to try and beat them. I know Bristol are a few places above them, but Barnsley really need to be looking like Bristol has to be a winnable game for them. Against Bristol, though, who did win against Blackburn at the weekend, so I don't think it'll be an easy game for them. But I do think Barnsley are going to win this one 2-1. I think they're going to get back on track for their survival hopes. Let's hope so for Barnsley anyway. Up next is Bournemouth against Reading. Reading were just hopeful in their last game against Forest. They were just awful. Bournemouth, however, trying to flip the form back around, and I do think they're going to continue to do it here with a 3-0 win over Reading. Next up sees West Brom against Fulham. Now, the reverse fixture of this, going into it, and the build-up was like it was going to be whoever's going to win the league will win this game. However, since that game, Fulham have just been so consistent, and West Brom have just fallen away. In this one, I do think the away side will get the 3 points and a 3-0 win. Recently, West Brom have been fighting back. They got the win against Hull. They got the comeback last week against Huddersfield to draw 2-2 in that one. Callum Grant, of course, double. And he probably West Brom's best player this season, let's be honest. But I can't see him getting past Fulham here. Fulham 3, West Brom 0. Peterborough against my side Swansea start off the Wednesday fixtures at 7:45. It's away. Peterborough are just so inconsistent and unpredictable. Same with Swansea. We've not won a Saturday away game all season, and that is very concerning as we have, in 2 weeks, or 2 match weeks, we got Cardiff away on a Saturday at 3 PM, which, considering the stats with we have one away on a Saturday this season, is quite concerning, and I'm a little bit worried about that now. So I know this is a midweek game, but it is still away, so should be hoping to get something out of this one. The reverse fixture, we dominated and put them to sleep in the first half with 3-0 up at half time. That's how it ended, and I think we're going to get a 3-0 win here. Peterborough. Of course, Stephen Bender, who is on loan at Peterborough from Swansea, won't be able to play this one, so I have to bring in the other keeper. And I think that because he hasn't played in ages, he's not going to be to his best like he was before when Bender come in. So I think Swansea are going to win here 3-0. Next up is Blackburn against Sheffield United. Blackpool at the weekend, very resilient, and their structure is very good, of course, defensively, and going forward they just know their jobs. It was a Gary Medine header that got them the win against Swansea, of course, my team, but they were just solid defensive shape, and everyone knew their jobs, but fair play to them, you just have to score to win games, and they did that. I think they'll score in this one, but I don't think they'll win it. Sheffield United, they just lost to Coventry 4-1. Nobody saw that one coming. But I do think that, although they're a little bit consistent of late, slipping up fairly easily in a few games, I do think they'll get back to winning ways in this one. 2-1 to the Blades away from home at Bloomfield Road. Cardiff versus Stoke is the next game. Both teams' seasons are over, really. Cardiff 0-0 against Preston on the weekend, where Stoke drew 2-2 to Peterborough. And I do think Stoke are going to get an away win here, 1-0. Of course, the reverse fixture at the Bet365 was very entertaining. Comeback from Cardiff to make it 3-3. But in this one, I do think it'll be a sloppy game, and Stoke are going to get the points for me in a 1-0 away victory. Coventry against Hull is next. Now, Coventry, they're just so unpredictable. Hull of late haven't been the greatest, have been getting a few points on the quiet, but nothing, spectacular. And Coventry at home in this one, they got one of the best home records in the league. That's what's been getting them, that's what got them so high in the league, where they are right now, is because of their home form. Been outstanding. And for this one, I do think they're going to continue it. A 2-0 win over the Tigers at home. Luton against Preston is the next game. Same story, really. Luton did lose what could be seen as a 6-pointer in the playoff battle to QPR 2-1. Of course, very controversial. All the goals, really, apart from the penalty. That one. But for this one, I can only see one win, and that is going to be for Luton. Kenilworth Road, they're going to win 2-0 against Preston. Next up is Millwall, and they take on a very informed Huddersfield side who dropped points like the first time in ages on Friday. Millwall, they've got a massive point against Middlesbrough to keep their playoff hopes alive, for both teams, really. If one of them did win it, probably knocks the other out of the race, or slightly. I can't see Huddersfield dropping points again, and it is at the Den, so I could see something happening here for Millwall in terms of a result, but I do think overall Huddersfield will get the job done in a 2-1 away win, and I think I'm going to call it here. They're going to get a last-minute goal in added time at the end of the second half to win that one. And the final game of this match week in the midweek fixtures is a massive 6-pointer for the playoffs. Nottingham Forest take on QPR. Both teams, this is a massive game. If QPR did lose to Luton, this would be 10 times bigger for them. But no, the pressure's off a little bit, but they still must win this one. Same for Forest, really. If they are serious about trying to get into the playoffs, this has to be a win for them, really. A point doesn't really do too much for both teams. Just keeps the playoff race open for both. But I do think in this one, QPR will just about edge it 2-1. I'm really not too sure in this one. Of course, Forest did just put 4 past Reading, but it is Reading. And quite a few teams have put a load of goals past them this season. QPR, however, very inconsistent of late, but when they want to put a performance together, they can, and I think they'll do that against Forest because it's such a big game. I think they're going to win 2-1, as I said. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do drop a like and subscribe. Make sure you leave your comments in the comment section down below. I want to hear your thoughts on all the games and predictions. And guys, until next time, take care. Goodbye.